All right, so you can see I have done 586 kilometers since we started from Bangalore yesterday. I will make a video covering the entire trip separately, but in this video, I want to talk about a specific topic. That topic is do not spend money for your ego, do not spend money for show off, do not spend money for status. All that money is usually a wasted investment because a lot of people have this natural desire to reach a certain standard in life, and they have a desire to show it off to other people that they have arrived somewhere. Imagine me being in a parallel reality where I was very egoistic and I only cared about my status. What I would have been doing is that I would have probably made my first marriage work because getting divorced is a taboo. I might have bought a house. I would be on EMI. Then I would probably buy a car like a BMW or something, and or a Mercedes Benz. Then I will be working in corporate or startup where I will be very proud of my achievements. If it is a startup, I would be probably like, hey, I'm Forbes 30 under 30. And if it is a corporate, I would be like VP or AVP of something. So my life went on a different direction, and I'm happy for it because I kind of assumed that, hey, if I live in a world where there is no one else, what would I do for fun? And I always make my decision making process based on that. Generally, when you see the motorcycling community where people talk about freedom, it's not just freedom of taking your bike and going anywhere, it's also freedom from the ego. And ego is basically a society's construct, and it is a construct in that way because 1000 years back, 10,000 years back, when humans were living in tribal communities, there was no money, there was no technology to store your value, there was no law, there was no rules. So when you live in a system like that, your social status is the only thing that will ensure your survival. If you are the tribal leader, or if you are friends of the tribal leader, because you can't be the tribal leader for one reason or the other, then you can be friends with the tribal leader by basically appealing to him, and it's always a him, obviously. And this social status game kept people alive for thousands of years, and all the descendants have been the tribal leader and tribal leader's friends, because if somebody does not have a high social status, they were probably somebody like see this guy taking reverse in the middle of a road. So anyway, getting back to the point, the people who were like servants, the people who were slaves, they did not have a high social status. They did not play the politics game correctly. Either you have physical strength, which can also give you a high social status, or you learn how to play the game. Like if you have watched Game of Thrones, you see Peter Baelish always playing politics and surviving without any real talent. So the people who had no talent apart from just playing politics were the people who replicated, because they had the girlfriends, they had the wives, and one man took probably four wives, or at that time even 10 wives, right? Like Genghis Khan, it is estimated that he had like 1000 plus kids, and they say some percentage of all the people living today on earth are descendants of Genghis Khan. And what did Genghis Khan create? Did he create art? Did he create something like a beautiful utility? Did he invent something? Probably nothing, right? He just played politics. He was a king, he was an emperor, or whatever that is. And we are all descendants of such egoistic people. And today you see that in a lot of corporate startups, politics, everywhere, people who learn how to play the ego game, they actually are winning until now. And there is a huge difference from now on, which I will tell you why. So somebody, when they feel like I have to kind of increase my social status, by spending money and showing off my wealth, by showing a BMW car, buying a house, doing a housewarming ceremony, then putting the kids to good international schools, making sure that the kids are talented, and then boasting in front of their friends that, hey, my kids are so talented, look at my creation. All this is a remnant of that thought process where you are like constantly spending money for boosting your ego, and you are trying to look like हम अंबानी से कोई कम नहीं है, right? We are not less than the Ambanis. So what happens in this day and age is that when you have systems, when you have law, when you have ways to protect your money, in my case I would say the best way to protect your money is investing in Bitcoin, because it's a system based on consensus. Go and read my book Spiritual Money if you want to know more about Bitcoin. But in a day and age where you can survive without playing politics, even without Bitcoin, you can invest your money somewhere, use that money to buy stuff, or live a life where constantly playing this status game is not necessary at all. And if you can do that, then you can enjoy life. I did not spend money on a BMW bike so that I can show it off to people. I can be proud of owning a BMW bike, and a lot of people in the biker community are like that. They are not like necessarily trying to show off to other people that they have a BMW bike. That's why we see a lot of strong community inside the biking community, friendships, going on group trips together, going for breakfast rides, and basically being like friends with each other. You don't see that in the car community much. You try to go for like a breakfast ride where there is like people who are like having cars and stuff, then everybody is trying to flex their muscle or flex their status, right? It's always a comparison. Like, we have a biking group where you have a 200cc KTM, you have a 1300cc BMW, but we feel like all of us are equal and all of us are friends, all of us support each other. If a BMW guy has a fall, like I had one today morning, then the KTM guy will not come and hesitate to help him. And if a KTM guy falls, the BMW guy is not going to hesitate to come and help the guy. We are all part of the same community. It's going to be a sense of belonging, a sense of family. But there is a breakfast ride happening for all Lamborghini owners, and I have not been in any of those rides. Obviously I don't own a Lamborghini, or probably never will, but I have heard that it's all about, who I am, I built this company, who I am, I achieved this. That's what people talk about. In biking community, people are not talking about their wealth, status, or anything like that. So if you want to live a better quality of life, stop playing that ego game, stop playing that status game. Because if you play that, you cannot become the emperor of the earth, right? And no matter what you do, you are just playing the Game of Thrones in one way or the other. Whether you are playing it within your office, or whether you are playing it on a political level, country level, you are just playing politics, right? So you don't want to do that, because it's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy. So let's assume, like, thought experiment, right, that you studied in some college. You did not study in Harvard or Stanford. You studied in some college, you got good grades, you ended up joining a company as an intern, and then you worked your way up, and then you went ahead and became like the chairman or the MD of that company over a period of 10 years. Then you made a lot of money, and then you went ahead and played or participated in politics. You became an MLA, then you became a minister, then you became a chief minister, then you became a prime minister. What beyond that? And you will lose like 30-40 years of your life playing this for nothing, because you will die and people will forget you. You will not enjoy this. You will not enjoy coming to Goa on a weekday on a bike, right? Doesn't matter whether you can buy a BMW bike or not. You can buy any bike. Bikes start at a pretty low price, right? You can have 80% of the enjoyment I am having in this bike with a 3 lakh bike, right? And you can just hustle a little bit, work hard a little bit, buy a 3 lakh bike, no big deal. But if you are already a slave to a certain routine, right? You are married, you have two kids, you are having a lot of responsibilities in office. Nobody put this on you. You put it on yourself, right? So if you are spending time, money and energy for your ego, you are just wasting it. A lot of people think that, oh, I will leave a legacy. Like having kids itself is a attempt at immortality, and a very poor lame attempt at immortality, because people are like, oh, if I die at least my kids will survive. I mean, so what, man? Maybe if you die nothing exists. Maybe this whole reality is an illusion. And that is why I see a lot of spiritually inclined people are bikers, right? They ride motorcycles because it gives you a certain sense of adventure, and that sense of adventure is completely unrelated to your social status. I post a lot of my bike content, including this video, online, not to show off. I show a very small percentage of my life online, actually. In fact, a lot of people who are following my bike related content don't even know about the startup that I run and how much revenue I make in that startup. And a lot of people following my startup stuff don't even know about my bike content, right? So I am posting all this online to encourage you, to motivate you to go ahead and live a life of meaning, live a life of adventure, in a way that you are living life today, you are living life in the moment, without thinking about so much, worrying about the future, right? You are kind of just living for the day, because yesterday is just a memory. Tomorrow may or may not come. Who knows? Like, maybe there is a meteor that is going to hit the earth tonight, and there is no tomorrow for all of humanity. And the earth and the living beings on earth is a speck of dust on the universal game. So what are you going to do today to enjoy, right? um, what are you going to do today to have a good time? Today is the only day that is available. So think along those lines. And I'm not saying that if you are spiritual you have to ride motorcycles, but I know a lot of spiritual people who ride motorcycles because it kind of keeps you in the present moment. It does not make you think about anything else, because if you think, you're gone. It forces you to pay attention to the road and the beautiful scenery, the destination, the people that you travel with always become a bonus. And that's how you live life fully, right? Sadhguru, who has built Isha Foundation, I see him riding motorcycles all the time, and volunteers are running his organization. And he might have a big fame, but he did not intend that fame. He did not try to become a famous person. He became famous because of his way of life. Maybe one day I will become famous because I am talking all this bullshit on a motorcycle. I don't know whether people will relate to it or not, but what if they do? What if one day I become like Osho? I mean, even Osho did not intend to become famous like that. He just told what he thought was true, and people followed him, and most of his fame came post his death, after people started consuming his content. I mean, if I started consuming his content while he was alive, I would definitely like to meet him, but he's no more. So when he was alive, he had some 20,000, 30,000 followers. I think towards the end of his period, there were some 50,000 people in his ashram in the US. But that's pretty much it. That's nothing compared to the kind of following that politicians and celebrities have today, right? People have it in millions. Osho gets that kind of following because he did not intend it. He just told the truth. And today people are relating to it and feeling like, yeah, that was the truth. So anyway, you got the point. Go buy your motorcycle if you're still watching videos and thinking of buying a motorcycle, because I definitely looked at a lot of videos before buying my motorcycle. And always go for the better motorcycle. If you have a budget of 10 lakhs, a lot of people will say that, oh, you cannot afford something unless you can buy it twice. I would say that you are an idiot if you are buying something for 10 lakhs and your dream bike is 20 lakhs. You are an idiot if you cannot spend 20 lakhs for your dream bike. Maybe you are thinking that, oh, for a few years I will ride this and then I will upgrade. That's a financially responsible decision. Do you think I did a financially responsible decision? I thought waiting until January 2026 was too much to wait for. And I'm absolutely having a hell of a good time with this motorcycle. Transalp was a great bike, yes. I stretched my budget. I will work hard and make money for it, pay off the EMI, and whatever I have to do. But whatever budget your bike is, double it and get your dream bike. Nobody will understand. Your family will say that it's an irresponsible decision. I mean, if your parents are saying that you buying your dream bike is an irresponsible decision, go tell your parents that them having a decision to have a kid was an irresponsible decision. I mean, what else can I say? Why did they have a kid? They had a kid for n number of other reasons. But now you are here, you are born, you are alive, and you have desires. So go do the irresponsible thing, go buy the dream bike, and enjoy life. Postpone that house purchase, postpone that marriage, postpone that kid or the second kid, postpone that job which will require you to work more time, that even if you buy a big bike you don't have time to ride it, right? On a Wednesday morning I left from Bangalore. Today on a Thursday evening I am at Goa on my bike. So it's both, right? Not just the ability to buy a bike. If you have the ability to buy a bike but no time to ride it, then what's the point? So go do that, man. I hope you like this message. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.